The New York Knicks were supposed to be a powerhouse this season, the kind of team that would storm through the Eastern Conference and establish itself as a top contender. Every analyst, fan and rival had them penciled in as a guaranteed top 2 seed. But the reality that unfolded in those first few weeks of play was a far cry from the expectations. The Knicks stumbled out of the gate, dropping 3 straight games to Miami, Milwaukee, and Chicago. 3 matchups they could have easily won. Their offense looked stiff, hesitant, almost lifeless. The defense that once prided itself on grit and structure looked disjointed and unsure. It wasn't just bad basketball. It was confusing. Nobody could understand how a team this talented could look this lost. But basketball seasons are long, and sometimes it takes a painful stretch to wake a team up. That wake-up call came at the lowest point. A humiliating loss to Chicago in the NBA Cup, where they gave up 72 points in a single half. The defense collapsed, the communication broke down, and Karl-Anthony Towns' defensive lapses in the final minutes sealed what many considered a rock-bottom performance. It was the kind of game that forces a team to look in the mirror. Something had to change, and fast. That loss to the Bulls became the turning point. Since that moment, the Knicks have looked reborn. The energy shifted, the effort became contagious, and the trust in one another grew. Suddenly, the same players who seemed uncertain were moving with purpose. Mike Brown, the new head coach brought in to elevate this roster, made a crucial decision. He simplified everything. Gone were the overcomplicated play calls and the heavy reliance on isolation possessions. Instead, Brown introduced a 5-out motion system centered around the 2-man game of Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. It's a partnership built on timing, spacing, and rhythm, and the results were immediate. For Towns, this change unlocked the version of him that had long been missing. Gone was the hesitant, foul-prone big man. In his place emerged the aggressive, confident all-star capable of dominating inside and out. Over the next 3 games, Towns averaged nearly 23 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists per night while shooting over 60% true shooting. He was playing free, decisive basketball again, catching, shooting, attacking without second-guessing. The ripple effect was felt across the entire roster. Brunson, freed from the burden of doing everything himself, began to trust his teammates more. He hit Towns, OG Anunoby, and Mikal Bridges in stride, spreading the floor and forcing defenses to stay honest. The ball moved, and suddenly the Knicks' offense found its flow. The statistical turnaround was staggering. The new starting 5, Brunson, Bridges, Anunoby, Towns, and Mitchell Robinson, posted a +25 net rating, with a 125 offensive rating and a 100 defensive rating. Those are elite numbers, especially for a lineup still learning how to coexist. And yet, the transformation went beyond numbers. You could feel it. The Knicks were no longer predictable. They were no longer relying on Brunson to dribble out the clock and create magic in isolation. Brown's vision of a balanced, motion-driven offense was finally materializing. Last season, Brunson was the most ball-dominant player in the entire NBA, holding possession nearly half the time he was on the floor. While it allowed him to put up gaudy stats, it also made the Knicks one-dimensional. Teams knew exactly what to expect: clog the paint, force Brunson into tough shots, and dare his teammates to beat you. That kind of basketball doesn't win championships. Brown knew this, and his solution was radical. Less Brunson ball, more movement, more unpredictability. Brunson's new off-ball role allowed him to exploit defenses with catch-and-shoot opportunities while keeping the offense unpredictable. It was a strategic evolution. Less dependency, more diversity. At the heart of this transformation was Karl-Anthony Towns. Brown redesigned the offense to make him a hub from the elbow area, where his playmaking, shooting, and passing could all shine. From there, Towns could hit cutters, initiate dribble handoffs, or attack mismatches. Plays that once ended in stagnant isolations now flowed naturally through Towns' decision-making. In one game against Minnesota, the Knicks unveiled a new wrinkle: Deuce McBride setting a screen for Towns, allowing him to step back into open mid-range jumpers. It was simple but deadly. This elbow action gave the Knicks a second identity, a plan B when Brunson wasn't orchestrating, and it made their offense exponentially harder to guard. Of course, a system is only as strong as its role players, and the Knicks supporting cast has stepped up in a big way. Josh Hart, who battled a nagging finger injury early in the season, has rediscovered his energy. His rebounding, pace, and decision-making have all returned, and his impact off the bench has been immense. He's embraced his role as the spark plug, much like Alex Caruso in Chicago, doing the dirty work, defending, hustling, and keeping the offense flowing. He's no longer stuck in the corner waiting for scraps. Instead, he's handling the ball more, running the second unit, and keeping the Knicks' tempo alive when the starters rest. Then there's OG Anunoby, the quiet assassin. Averaging over 18 points, 6 rebounds, and nearly 3 steals per game while shooting 41% from deep, Anunoby has been the Knicks' most consistent two-way player. His plus 21.5 net rating places him among the league's elite. When he's on the floor, the Knicks score more and give up far less. His partnership with Mikal Bridges has given New York the kind of wing defense it hasn't had in decades. Bridges, meanwhile, has been the perfect complement, hitting shots, defending multiple positions, and playing within the rhythm of the offense. His efficiency borders on absurd, shooting 46% from 3 and nearly 70% true shooting. Together, OG and Bridges have become the backbone of New York's resurgence. Even Jordan Clarkson's role has evolved. He's taking fewer dribble-heavy shots and instead thriving off the catch, spacing the floor, and attacking off movement. The entire team now feels connected, each player feeding into the system instead of fighting against it. Since their early collapse, the Knicks have ripped off 3 straight wins, each more convincing than the last. They dismantled Washington, dominated Minnesota, and avenged their earlier loss to Chicago. Their offensive rating in those games soared as high as 143 points per 100 possessions, numbers that rank among the best in the league. What once looked broken now feels elite. Still, there's room for growth. Towns, as brilliant as he's been offensively, must stay engaged defensively for a full 48 minutes. His occasional lapses, lazy fouls, ball watching, have cost the Knicks in key moments. Consistency on that end will be crucial if New York wants to make a deep playoff run. Ball security, too, remains an ongoing battle. Though the Knicks rank 3rd in the league for limiting turnovers, the eye test shows moments of sloppiness that could haunt them against elite defenses. Cleaning that up would elevate their offense from great to unstoppable. There's also the question of lineup optimization. Some believe staggering Towns and Mitchell Robinson could unlock even more offensive fluidity, perhaps by inserting Deuce McBride into the starting lineup for added spacing and defense. It's a bold idea, but one that may become necessary as Towns continues to operate more in the post. For now, the coaching staff seems content to let the current 5 find their rhythm. And to their credit, the chemistry is growing stronger by the game. After that rocky start, the Knicks have finally rediscovered their identity. A team built on balance, effort, and adaptability. They've gone from the league's biggest disappointment to one of its most dangerous threats. The Eastern Conference should take notice. The Knicks aren't just back, they're evolving. The offense is dynamic, the defense is disciplined, and the culture feels revitalized. If they can maintain this trajectory, the team that once looked broken could soon become a legitimate title contender. So what do you think? Have the Knicks finally figured it out, or is this just a temporary hot streak? Can Brunson and Towns truly coexist at an elite level, or will the growing pains return when the pressure rises? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dive breakdowns of the NBA's biggest transformations.